Welcome into another one-on-one conversation here at OKPreps Media Days. I'm Michael Knight, sitting down now with Westmoore senior quarterback Dayton Wolfe. Dayton, let's go back to last year because, through 5 weeks, it was looking really good. 5-0 on the season. It didn't end the way you guys would like, but what can you take away from last season and how you guys got out to that fast start and you were looking really good, especially offensively? How can you use that to get some momentum going into this year?
Yes, sir. We got off to a good start. I think everybody worked really hard in the offseason, and I think once we got to 5-0, everybody's like, oh, we're really good this year, and I think we started feeling ourselves a little bit. And then we played VA, and they gave it to us pretty good, and that was kind of a wake-up call for us. And then with my injury, after that, I kind of had to watch for the last 3 of the last 4 games, and it was definitely a different perspective having to watch than actually having to play for the whole season.
Yeah, what were you able to learn, or how were you able to help some of the other guys? Because look, you're obviously, as a quarterback, you're the leader of the offense, but at the same time, if you're hurt, you're having to lead in a different way. What were you able to learn from that experience going through it for the second half of the season?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different. I guess I learned you got to be I had to be very vocal because our backup, he was just a sophomore, and he still had a lot of learning to do, and he did a good job filling in, and I thought he did great, honestly, and just having to kind of teach him some of the stuff he didn't really know because it was his first varsity action, and it's definitely a lot different, and I definitely learned to be more of a vocal leader having to watch.
Now, I'll ask you this because look, it's only June. How's the recovery going? How's the knee? Is it 100% at this point?
It is 100%. It's almost like it didn't even happen.
Like, the recoveries are getting better and better when it comes to that stuff. So I'm definitely happy for that. What's it been like the last couple of years? You're going into your 3rd year now as a starter. You've been able to put up a lot of numbers throwing the football and even running the ball as well. How much fun has it been playing in this offense where you're able to put up a lot of numbers and, as an offense, a lot of points?
That's all I could ask for. Coach Ramsey does a great job with the play calling, and we got a lot of receivers out there that know what they're doing, can make plays, make big plays, and it makes my job really easy for me. Got one of our linemen out there, Garrett, who's our whole line last year, did a great job, and they make it easy on me to do my job, and so I'm really thankful for them and what they do for me.
And then, looking at this offseason, obviously it's very unconventional with everything going on. How have you guys, faced that and, dealt with it and continue to work? Because, look, you can't just sit around and do nothing. You have to keep it going. How have you guys handled the last couple of months?
I think we've handled it pretty well. I've been trying to get with all my receivers and just go out and throw when we can. Everything's a little bit different this year with off-season workouts and having to take your temperature before you go in, masks in the weight room. But I think we've all handled it pretty well, and I think we'll be fine.
And then, you mentioned getting back together. How much fun has it been? Because, I've talked about a lot so far is, it's one thing to work out on your own or work out with, one guy, but it's another thing to work out with your team. How much fun has it been to get back with your guys?
Oh, it's a lot more fun. Working out on your own kind of sucks. So getting out there with all the guys again was great, and I looked forward to it. We actually just started this Monday, so I was excited, and I hope they were all worried to get back out and work together for a little bit.
Now, when you look at 2020, when you look at a potential bounce-back season, obviously the goal is to compete for the district title, compete for state championships. But at the same time, there's these 4 teams. We're sitting here in a Tulsa studio, and there's these 4 teams over here that kind of have a stranglehold on this thing. How do you guys get the momentum back towards the West? I don't even know how to phrase the question without being like, how sick are you of hearing about these 4?
Schools always being in the we're ready for it to be over. I think this year we have a good chance to finally might as well just say compete with the Tulsa teams, because it hasn't been like that the last few years. And I think this year we got a really good shot to finally get back in there and get one of them out of there, or a few of them out of there. So it'll be good to see this year.
Now, finally, looking at this season, other than, health and things like that, what has to happen for you guys to take that next step and to get back to the playoffs and compete for, a spot in the semifinals, a spot in the championship?
I think everybody's just got to come dedicated and make some sacrifices to be where they want to be. And I think if we do that and we work hard and our attention to detail and hard effort, I think we got the guys to do it. So I'm excited for this year.
Dayton, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. Glad you're feeling better. Glad you're going to be back 100% for the start of 2020. Looking forward to seeing what you and the Jags do this year.
Yes, thank you for having me.
He's Dayton Wolfe. I'm Michael Knight, and this has been another one-on-one conversation here at OKPreps Media Days.